This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 21 East Bonita Drive, Simi Valley, California, 93065. And today is September 22nd, 2020. We're performing a video waste and sewer line inspection through an 1.5-inch ABS cleanout located in the backyard just underneath the kitchen window area. And this is our backyard area here. And this is our kitchen window, and just below the kitchen window is a 1.5-inch ABS waistline cleanout. So what we're going to do is we're just going to attempt to run through here and run all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. We have quite a bit of buildup in this area. So what we're going to do is we're just going to push out. As you can see, we have quite a bit of buildup in the waistline here. What we're going to do is we're just going to continue to push out, and we're going to push out as far as we can. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. What we'll do is we'll run a little bit of water to help us push out, and once we get all the way out into our city sewer tie-in, we can pull back from there and take a really good look at the line. So we're just going to run a little bit of water to help us push out. And we're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. This is our 4 to 6 transition here. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and this is at 3 foot 1 inches deep, and this is just at to the right of the front door, right next to the green. There's a green irrigation box there on the left next to the water main, and it's just in line with that at 3 foot 1 inches deep. What we're going to do is we're just going to push out, and we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. What we'll do is we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, we're going to go ahead and continue to push out, and that joint appears to be in fair condition. And a minor offset in that joint there, but nothing major. Go ahead and continue to push out, and that joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, once we push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in, we'll pause there, let the water run down, and we'll pull back and take another really good look at the line. And the joint appears to be in fair condition. That joint appears to be in fair condition.
It's a lot of buildup.
And we do have quite a bit of buildup in the line there. As you can see at the bottom, we have a little bit of buildup there at the bottom there. Yeah, that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. It does appear that that is our test tee there. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And it does appear that we're transitioning into our concrete lateral here. We're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. What we'll do is we'll push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in, and from there we'll pull back and take a really good look at the line. It does appear that we do have a crack here
Holes on the right.
in the concrete, and we're just going to pause here for a moment. We're going to locate this area. As you can see, we do have a large crack in that area from about the, appears to be from about the 12 o'clock area all the way down to around about the 5 o'clock area. So we'll just pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is at 5 foot 5 inches deep, and this is just to the right of the mailbox, right at the edge of the grass and the brick ribbon. And as you can see there, we do have a fairly large crack and a gap in that area there, and as we pull back here, we do have another fairly large crack, as you can see there. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out, and what we'll do is we'll just take a good look at all the joints. That joint appears to be in fair condition. Very hard to determine. This area here does appear that it does have a penetration in that on the around the 3 o'clock area. So what we'll do is we're just going to mark that area on the way back. We'll just take a look at the rest of the joints. And that area was about approximately 89 feet on our camera monitor. And again, as you can see, we do have quite a bit of debris there. Looks to be like hand wipes or some sort of wipes in that area there, or possibly even a towel. That looks like a washcloth that had gotten washed down and down into the sewer there. And in this area here, we do have fairly large break and a crack in this area as well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pause here for a moment and locate this area.
They can line it.
Okay, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. We're coming up to a drop here, and we're going to drop down, and we're tying into our city sewer tie-in here. So I'm going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and shut the water down, had the water run down. So now we're going to just go ahead and pull back slowly. And again, we're just going to take a good look at the concrete lateral. Pulling up. Okay, as we pull back here in this area here, as you can see in the joint on the right around the 6 o'clock area, all the way up to around about the 10 o'clock area, it does appear that we do have a crack there in that saddle area. As you can see, it does appear to have a crack there, and also right around the 3 o'clock area too. It's very hard to determine, but once we get this back to the office, we could take a really good look at this. We'll blow it up on our laptop, and we'll take a really good look at this area. So we're just going to continue to pull back slowly. And we do have quite a bit of debris in the line, as I mentioned. A lot of debris all the way out the waistline and all the way out through the sewer. Would recommend possibly hydrojetting the line and having it re-inspected. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. Yeah, as you can see here, right around the 6 o'clock, all the way up to about the 12 o'clock area, we do have a hole in this area, in that joint. And this hole is right around the 9 o'clock area, 10 o'clock area there. Looks to be like a dark area there, but that is a penetration in the joint there. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back.
That's in the street.
And this area here is in the middle of the street. We're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back slowly. These joints are approximately 10 feet between joints. And with the concrete lateral, we do have to be very careful and look at the joints really well and take a good look at them. The concrete joints do tend to crack and break in the concrete sewer pipe. So we're just going to go ahead and pull back. Okay, we're taking a really good look at this area here, and it does appear that we do have a little bit of concrete overpour right around the 3 o'clock area. And again, as I mentioned, once we get to the office, we can blow this up and take a really good look at it. And this here is a washcloth. It appears to be a washcloth that got washed down into,
White. I think it's a white.
or possibly a wipey, yes. And we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. The joint appeared to be in fair condition. In this area here, we do have another break in this area here, right around the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock area here. As you can see on the bottom there, there's a hole there. And I'm just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And as well in this area as well, we do have a crack, as you can see, right around the 3 o'clock area.
Don't you have a large crack too right past that?
We're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, as I mentioned, quite a bit of debris in the black ABS waistline throughout the vitreous clay and the concrete lateral. Just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we're pulling back to our concrete lateral, pulling back into our vitreous clay sewer pipe. And those joints appear to be in fair condition. And the joint appears to be in fair condition. That joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, as I mentioned, we do have quite a bit of debris and buildup here at the bottom of the vitreous clay. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. We do have a minor offset in this joint from about the 6 o'clock up to about the 12 o'clock area. We'll go ahead and continue to pull back. Okay, it does appear that we do have a minor crack in this area here, right around the 3 o'clock area. As you can see here, as we pull back, you can see that there's a minor crack in that area there. And what we'll do is when we get to the office as well, we'll take a really good look at this area once we get it back to the office. So again, we do have a little bit of an offset in that joint there from about the 7 o'clock area all the way up to about the 12 o'clock area. Now we're transitioning back into our black ABS waistline. And then, again, we marked this area Okay, this area here, as I mentioned, is our black ABS sewer pipe. This is our vitreous clay to black ABS sewer pipe transition. And as we pull back towards the house, we're going to be transitioning into our black ABS waistline. And this area here would be underneath the house. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. All the black ABS waistline all appeared to be in fair condition. We did have some buildup in the line there, but it does appear as we ran our camera through, it helped push quite a bit of the buildup out as we were running some water and pushed our camera through. So we're just going to go ahead and this area here does appear that wasn't seated properly. They didn't push the two ends together tightly there in that joint, so you have a little bit of a gap there in that coupling. We're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. I'm making a little bit of a turn, and now we're pulling back in towards the kitchen area. And this is heading back towards the kitchen, and as you can see, the kitchen area has quite a bit of buildup in this area. quite a bit of buildup here in the kitchen. This area here we would recommend possibly hydrojetting and getting all this debris and buildup pushed out into the city sewer. And this is common in the kitchen as far as all the buildup goes. Kitchen areas tend to get everything. Okay, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back.
So much debris is going to tell.
And again, we're just going to continue to pull back. And we're pulling up. This area appears to be holding a little bit of water in this area. And this is just at the back towards our clean out. And we're going to pull up and out of our 1.5 ABS waste line clean out, and that will conclude our video waste and sewer line inspection.